Your living room is lying to you. That gray sofa, that crisp white wall, that safe, neutral palette you picked because a magazine told you it was timeless 5 years ago. In 2026, designers are calling it flat, cold, and honestly a little lifeless. Because somewhere between 2020 and now, the entire idea of what a living room is for quietly flipped upside down. And if your space hasn't caught up, it's not just outdated, it's working against you every single day you sit in it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what changed, why it changed, and the 5 shifts you can steal for your own home, even on a budget. Stick around for number 4 because it's the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the easiest win in this entire list. Before we get into it, if you care about your home actually feeling like you, hit subscribe now, because this channel breaks down real design shifts backed by what's actually happening in the industry, not just pretty Pinterest boards. Now let's get into it. Here's the first thing that changed, and it's bigger than paint colors or furniture shapes. For most of the last decade, the living room had one job: look good for guests and Instagram. It was styled like a showroom. Stiff, symmetrical, a little untouchable. But 2026 flipped that script entirely. With more people working from home part-time, hosting more intentionally instead of constantly, and prioritizing actual well-being over performative decor, the living room has become the single most multifunctional room in the house. It has to look beautiful, function like an office when needed, host a dinner party on a Saturday, and still feel like a place you can collapse into after a brutal day. That means designers aren't asking what's trending anymore. They're asking a completely different question: what actually makes a room feel good to be in? That single shift in thinking is the reason everything else on this list exists. For years, comfort was treated like a design trend, something you could opt into or skip depending on your aesthetic. Not anymore. In 2026, comfort became non-negotiable. Here's what that looks like in real homes. Rounded sofas replacing boxy ones, deeper seating that actually lets you sink in, and a mix of textures: boucle, chenille, washed linen, soft leather, layered together instead of matched perfectly. The goal is a room that hugs you, not one that photographs well from exactly one angle. And there's a quieter shift happening underneath that. After years of oversized, overstuffed furniture dominating living rooms, 2026 is pulling back toward lower, more architectural silhouettes. Think furniture with cleaner lines and real presence, not just volume. Bigger isn't the flex anymore, proportion is. If you take one thing from this section, before you buy another accent pillow, ask whether your seating actually feels good to sit in for 2 hours straight. That question matters more than whether it matches your color scheme. This is the one that surprised even design insiders. For most of the 2020s, the safe choice was cool-toned gray or crisp white. It felt clean, modern, foolproof. In 2026, designers are actively steering people away from it. Why? Because those cool, flat palettes tend to feel a little sterile in a room where you actually want warmth and depth, not a hotel lobby. What's replacing it is what one major paint brand's marketing director described as quietly colorful, muted, earthy tones that feel rich without shouting. Benjamin Moore's color of the year for 2026, a deep chocolatey shade called Silhouette, sums up the whole direction. Warm, grounded, sophisticated, with just enough depth to anchor a room instead of disappearing into it. Bold neon brights are also fading out. Not because color is out, but because harsh color is. The move is toward saturated but soft. A muted terracotta instead of orange. A deep olive instead of neon green. Personal, expressive, but livable. So if your living room is currently cool, gray, and white on white, you're not wrong. You're just early to leave a trend that already had its moment. Here's the one I promised you. The sleeper trend. It's frames. Specifically, thick, vintage-style picture frames are replacing the thin, minimalist float-mounted frames that dominated the last several years. Designers are pointing out something simple but true. A thin frame can look lovely, but it doesn't add visual depth the way an older, chunkier, slightly imperfect frame does. Gilded, worn, a little irregular. These frames add soul to a wall in a way that sleek modern frames just can't fake. Why does this matter so much? because it's genuinely one of the cheapest changes on this entire list. You don't need a new sofa or a repaint to test this trend. A single thrifted frame with some age and character can shift an entire wall from generic rental to collected over time, which, not coincidentally, is exactly the feeling most of 2026's design direction is chasing. The last major shift is about shape and material honesty. Straight lines and hard angles are softening across the board. Curved sofas, rounded tables, arched doorways, sculptural lighting. Designers describe this as creating a gentler visual flow that guides the eye instead of chopping the room into sharp segments. It's a deliberate counterbalance to the increasingly open, hard-surfaced layouts a lot of homes have. Alongside that quiet luxury, the idea of understated high-quality design over anything flashy has fully matured in living rooms. That shows up as natural materials with visible grain and texture, craftsmanship you can actually see and feel, and sculptural accent chairs that stand apart from the main sofa on purpose, adding movement to the room without overwhelming it. And one more thing worth knowing: technology is disappearing into these rooms rather than dominating them. Media walls, invisible speakers, and hidden charging setups are replacing the visible tech-heavy layouts of a few years ago. The room is meant to feel calm first, smart second. So here's the full shift in one breath. Living rooms in 2026 aren't performing for guests anymore. They're built around comfort, warmth, texture, and character, not cool minimalism and matching sets. That means the room you grew up thinking was done right, symmetrical, cool-toned, sharp-edged, isn't wrong. It's just not what actually makes people feel good anymore. And that's really the whole story here. Design didn't get more complicated in 2026. It got more honest about what a home is supposed to do for the person living in it. If this changed the way you're looking at your own living room, let me know in the comments which one of these 5 you're trying first. I read every single one. And if you want the next video the second it's out, where I'm breaking down exactly how to update a room like this for under $500, subscribe and turn on notifications, because that one's coming soon. See you in the next video.